Welcome to the future. PBS Digital.
Previously on Everyday Edisons, our first group of inventors made it to the product development finish line and found out if their invention made it to market after going through months of design, branding, engineering, testing, and manufacturing with the Everyday Edisons product development team. Now, a new group of 7 ordinary people with 7 extraordinary new ideas will get their chance, the chance of a lifetime. Every great idea deserves a chance to change the way we live, the way we work, and the way we play. From thousands of ideas pitched at casting calls across the country, 7 were handpicked to be developed by a team of product development experts. Each idea will be designed, engineered, branded, and sent to store shelves. And each product's inventor will play a pivotal role in the evolution of their product. Millions could be made, obstacles overcome, dreams will come true on this season of Everyday Edisons. So will any of our Everyday Edisons or their products ever make it here to the United States Patent and Trademark Office Museum, where inventions that have made their way into our everyday lives are currently on display? Only time will tell. What's certain is a new group of Everyday Edisons will come here to a modern-day invention factory to have their ideas transformed into reality by our team of industrial designers, engineers, and marketing experts.
We all have great ideas. We all have dreams and hopes. The hardest part of what we do is actually telling people that their idea wasn't good enough for the show. We saw thousands of inventions, but we had to narrow it down to 7.
I'm John Davis, and I have the idea of an oscillating spinner wheel.
I don't know that this can be done.
Now, the idea itself, this is my prototype.
I've invented the kabox.
Brilliant. Great idea.
Got a speaker and some reverb. It has reverb, too.
Sweet. It's got to have reverb.
My name's Rebecca Byler. I am a teacher.
This is my skate bike.
I'm not sure there's much patentable here.
And what I came up with was the complete cutting board.
This is the bucket dolly.
We love products that solve everyday problems.
I've got a little item here that I call the shredder.
Our invention is the Nuo bowl.
I think you've got something that could benefit a lot of people.
Let's play tag.
All right. So from thousands come a new handful. Will the Everyday Edisons product development team be able to successfully develop and commercialize their invention ideas? Let's begin by meeting our inventors and seeing what their inventions are. Rebecca Byler was born to be a teacher.
Before I went to school, I remember playing school where I was the teacher. So, you know, and I have 2 older sisters that are teachers as well, so it was just kind of, that's what I was going to do.
Born with a gift she's put to use for more than 2 decades in the classroom.
She does have a way of getting to them, helping them to realize that she's genuine, she really does care about them.
Rebecca's husband is also a teacher and has seen the impact she's had on countless kids firsthand.
Helping them to realize that she's genuine, she really does care about them. And, you know, that comes out in everything she does.
And while her desire to make a difference hasn't changed through the years, what's now required of teachers has.
There is so much extra paperwork, so much extra testing, and we're getting away from what we really should be doing, which is teaching.
Her biggest complaint that consumes hours and hours of her time? Grading papers.
I've always been sensitive to grading for children because you don't want to give an unnecessary bad grade. You got to realize what kind of effect that it's going to have on the child.
But she admits mistakes can happen.
You have to keep up with how many problems you have and then keep up with what the amount of problems that the child missed, and by the time you get to the end and you're tired, you've forgotten all the numbers.
So the teacher turned inventor. Rebecca's solution to the grading grind is simple. Create a programmable pen that keeps track of how many questions are on a test and how many questions a student gets wrong. So at the press of a button, the accurate grade is displayed.
I've thought of a lot of things that I think would make teachers' jobs easier, but the problem with being a teacher is you don't have any money to pursue getting things started, and that's what I've always wanted to do, and maybe this will be my opportunity.
We met Rebecca in Nashville, and at first when she brought her prototype to us, didn't really understand what her idea was. If I had to grade her right then at the spot, I'd give her a C. Her prototype was rough, but the concept is what sold us, and more importantly, her passion for her idea.
I told you that I worry about children's self-esteem. Well, my entire life, I've had trouble with that myself for various reasons. Getting on this program has probably done more for my self-esteem than just about anything I can remember, because all of these ideas that have been bouncing around in my head actually may have validity.
Creative thinking comes easy to Joe Casal.
I just enjoy creativity. I really like the idea of solving problems.
A career industrial designer,
I have designed products in the area of toys, office, housewares.
And multiple patent holder.
I hold about a dozen different patents in different product categories and areas.
Joe knows inventing.
Well, one of the things about a true inventor is that we look at everything in life differently. We're always looking at ways to improve the simple things as well as the complicated things. And it's an ongoing process. This doesn't stop. It goes on forever.
But he also knows successful inventions don't come easy.
Lots of times things don't occur the way you think they do. So I'm rather patient in waiting things out to see what the final results are going to be.
So when Joe came up with a great idea for a kitchen product while entertaining,
we often entertain during the holiday season, and I'm always thinking of better ways to improve functioning in the kitchen.
He put pencil to paper, and his product idea began to come to life.
And I sat down and I prepared a sketch for what I referred to as the complete cutting board at that time.
So Joe brought his cutting board design to our casting call in hopes of making the cut. What Joe designed was a cutting board with removable compartments on either side that can measure, distribute, and dispose of chopped up food items.
Once I chop or prepare an onion or carrots or peppers or whatever, I could push the waste food right off the board into one drawer, and I could push the food prepared that I'm going to use off the other side to a prepared food drawer.
The kitchen market, kitchen gadget market, is an enormous market. If we can add more features to this product, if we can add some additional functionality to it, I'm absolutely convinced that this will be a sure seller.
With my abilities to draw and solve problems three-dimensionally, I'm able to prepare some things and create some ideas and to style products so that they could appear as if they're real.
And he hopes the Everyday Edisons product development team can now transform his idea into a real product.
I would love that to happen. I think it would be really exciting if it became a household item in millions of homes, of course.
Like a lot of parents, Brad and Melinda Shepard are professional problem solvers and amateur inventors.
We often come up with product ideas, different things, and having young children in the house, you see a lot of needs for new products all the time. So we have a long list of them.
But unlike most busy working moms and dads who just think up a solution to a problem and never act on it,
well, everybody has some good ideas, but they don't know how to get past the idea.
Brad the engineer and Melinda the accountant acted on an age-old problem parents with young children have been confronted with for ages.
Melinda was tired of, and I was tired of picking up crackers and snacks and cookies and crumbs from under the couch, in the car, and Melinda began to look for a spill-proof bowl on the market.
Preliminary searching revealed they may be onto something.
I searched the internet and went to the local children's shops. I was going to buy whatever was out there to solve the problem.
So the husband-wife team rolled up their sleeves and set out to create a spill-proof bowl for children.
He asked me to kind of describe what it was that I envisioned, and so being an engineer, he was able to design some things.
We tossed around a few different ideas and then came up with the idea of 2 concentric, spherical bowls.
After drawing it up, Brad took his CAD files to the local community college to have a rapid prototype produced, and the NUO, or No Uh-Oh Bowl, was born.
The very first prototype, it worked great.
But that came close to being the end of the Spill-Proof Bowl story.
We didn't have a plan for it after that point, so we just kind of sat at home in our office for a while. We'd have friends come over and we'd go, look at this. we didn't know what to do with it.
So there it sat, collecting dust until Brad the engineer and Melinda the accountant dusted it off and came to a casting call.
Up until the night before we left, we were still sketchy on whether we would even.
We really considered not going.
We just thought it was.
We had our car had a flat tire
on the way there.
Somewhere between here and Columbia.
It was tempting to turn, just to turn.
Yeah, kids were screaming. So.
But they made it, and with a quick demonstration of their spill-proof bowl prototype that is comprised of a counterweighted bowl inside of another bowl, our judges were sold.
And being an engineer, he designed this, the No Uh-Oh Bowl.
So it's like, it's a spill-proof bowl.
Having a great idea and a great product are 2 different things. What we've got to do at this point is we've got to design this product to be something that consumers are really going to want to buy. We've got to give it an iconic look so people recognize it on the shelves. And most importantly, we've got to execute.
I love the invention type things that we work on and talk about, but I hope more for him that this is kind of an opening for him to be able to do more of this, because I think he has some great ideas. And to be quite honest, some of them better than the NUO Bowl, and I would.
That's not what she usually says.
Depends on what time of night he's waking me up telling me.
So what does it take to become an everyday Edison other than a great idea and passion?
What we were looking for were ideas that had a large potential market, that there was a big enough consumer base out there to buy this product. We were looking for a product that could be protected. Could we go out and get a patent to protect the invention? And finally, we were looking for a product that we could develop and bring to market within a year, so we could tell the story of the invention, the process, all within the TV show.
Now let's meet our final 4 inventors. For more than 20 years, John Davis has been on a roll, riding the ups and downs of the printing business he started when he was 17 years old.
Printing business is up and down. It's a roller coaster. You have good months, bad months, and in between months. It's like some months you're busy, some months you're not. Some months you go bankrupt.
Shortly before losing his business to bankruptcy, an idea he hopes he can ride to financial freedom was born out of the day-to-day grind that supported him for so long.
Through my printing company, our presses all have oscillating rollers, and they go back and forth, and me and my son were looking at spinner wheels in a magazine, and he's wanting me to get some spinners for my truck, and I'm like, well, we're not getting any spinners. And I'm sitting there watching the rollers go back and forth, and so I put the 2 together, and I said, hey, how about an oscillating spinner?
And while many inventors spend considerable time and money cultivating their idea, John admits that's not how it happened for him.
I just came up with the idea, and then, a week later I heard your casting call, so I said, well, hey, I'll take this idea down there and throw it at him, see what happens, and here we are now.
So with a printing press roller in hand, John pitched his raw idea to our judges by explaining how the back and forth fluid movement of his oscillating roller could be applied to automobile rims.
Instead of just spinning in a straight direction, it would actually oscillate going in and out, as like this roller is going in and out.
John walks in the studio and essentially asks us to reinvent the wheel. The idea makes sense, but it's going to be an engineering challenge. What we've got to figure out is, can we make this work? And if we can make it work, then I think there's a chance for success here.
And well, it will be up to the everyday Edisons engineering team to make John's oscillating spinner concept a reality. The former printer turned inventor has already come up with a few ideas of his own.
One where the full wheels comes in and out, then one where the center may just come in and out.
All in hopes of getting back on a roll.
Big paycheck. That's the ultimate goal.
To millions of people in Central Florida, Jennifer Holloway is the smiling face that wakes them up each morning and gets them ready for their workday.
Good day to you, and thanks a lot for joining us today for Bay News 9. I'm Jen Holloway. It's Thursday, March 15th.
To Jennifer Holloway herself, she's just a small-town girl born and raised on a trout farm in rural Georgia who's always been driven to make it big.
I think it motivates you to be creative in that kind of environment.
From farm girl to beauty queen to popular TV personality, it's her modest upbringing she credits for her strong work ethic and inquisitive, caring nature.
Working on the farm, hoeing in the garden, mowing the grass, feeding the cows, feeding the horses, walking the dogs, whatever it took. It was hard work, hard labor.
And while she didn't have a lot growing up,
I think maybe as a child I realized, because we didn't have a lot of, I didn't always have Little Debbie's when I went home, and I didn't always have the coolest toys. But what I had was a spirit to make my parents happy, and that didn't cost me a thing.
Jen admits her childhood was priceless.
I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by what life has to offer, and that's helping others.
Before she was in a place where she could help others, Jen had to learn how to help herself. And as a self-described chunky child who was teased in school,
I was teased a little bit in high school. I had a large rear, and my nickname was Wide Load.
Jen found fitness and a new sense of who she was and who she could be.
Somewhere along the way in my life, I picked up fitness and just realized what a great thing it can be for your body, for your soul, for your mind, and wanted to share that with others.
And after a typical early morning workout, lightning struck.
So one day I had the idea, my stepper was sitting in the corner, and I thought, that's been around for a long time. Somebody should, update it, reinvent it, bring it to the next century.
So she did just that. After 2 years of researching, reducing it to practice, and applying for a patent, Jen brought her brainstorm, 3 pieces of rectangular dense foam, and her workout step to a casting call.
When you step on it, all of a sudden you're a little unstable. Well, you're working more muscles than you would be working if you were standing on a hard surface.
Jen Holloway is already a successful TV personality, but as an inventor, she needs our help. Jen brought us an idea, and we weren't really overwhelmed by her idea. The fitness market is a crowded market. If you watch late night TV, you're inundated with all sorts of products that make really bold claims. Our challenge here is to take her concept, add a feature set to this, and actually deliver on a promise to the consumer.
Jen has already proven its effectiveness to herself.
But I can tell you, as an everyday person using this product, as much as I can, as often as I can, it's given me a better quality of life.
Lynn and Karen have been inseparable for as long as they can remember.
We've been friends for 25 years. We met in high school, freshman choir. Yep. Only altos in the freshman choir.
Yes.
They know each other inside and out.
I don't know. I'm a Libra.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, I was going to say Pisces. That would have been wrong.
And while they both have college degrees in non-technical fields,
I have an education degree. She's communications degrees.
their on-the-job training as moms to multiple kids has brought out their inner inventor.
We've always been destined for greatness.
Right.
No, we laugh all the time. I would bet if you surveyed 100 moms, 80 or more of them probably think they have great ideas, because you really are, you're with
the situations that you want to make better and improve all of the time.
You're always trying to make the stuff you have serve more purposes than what it was originally designed for. Because
it's the mom multitask scenario.
So when it became clear Lynn's youngest, Kyle, could never be content in his standard stroller,
he was just miserable to keep happy.
Multitasking moms and best friends Lynn and Karen set out to design a stroller fit for Kyle and all the other uncomfortable stroller-bound kids out there.
Just seems like there have not been any big innovations in strollers. There's 3 wheels or 4 wheels. There's this handle or that handle, but they're mostly conveniences for the parent.
Good one,
right?
What the ladies came up with and would work on for the next 6 years was the idea of combining the features of 2 common baby products, an activity saucer and stroller, into one versatile solution for the standard stroller.
The concept truly is taking like an activity center or activity saucer of sorts, where the child, the baby, can stand up and push and spin and use their little legs, and marrying that idea with all the familiar stroller concepts.
If you want to be successful bringing a new product to market, you got to have passion. And Lynn and Karen, they take passion to a different extreme. We got caught up in their infectious enthusiasm for their product, and I like the concept behind it. The market is great. There are new consumers being born every single day, and the parents of these consumers are willing to spend more money today than previous generations for additional features and functionality. If we can hone in on the core essence of what this product is, if we can deliver on the feature set that they have envisioned, this could be a great product.
Karen and Lynn admit being full-time moms and part-time inventors hasn't been easy.
It's a very big learning curve, and what do you do? And so this opportunity was fantastic.
And they hope their invention will make life a little easier on moms and their little ones.
We're hoping that it will answer that issue of, you know, my baby's just not happy in the stroller, they're squirming, they're fussing, they're sliding, they're just unhappy. So how about giving them some options?
You may not recognize Chuck Foley or know his name, but odds are he's made you smile.
I think everything that I do, I have fun. If I can't have fun, then I just don't want to do it.
With dozens of products on the market, more than 100 patents to his name, Foley has been called an American treasure.
Everything I have comes from seeing a need someplace, but it's so darn obvious. It's, like I say, it's not like I made electricity. Now, boy, now that's quite a trick.
Foley says what he made back in the 60s made him who he is today.
I can look back and say, gee, look what I did. Come on. I mean, if I wrote my entire story out and put it in a book, they'd think it was fiction. But it happened.
Foley is the co-inventor of the iconic American game Twister, or Pretzel as he called it when he pitched the idea to Milton Bradley in 1965.
Some of the people in there said it would never fly.
Pretzel's gameplay impressed Milton Bradley execs as soon as they kicked their shoes off and began twisting.
And the next thing you know, they were laughing so hard. And he looked up and he said to me, he said, this is going, he was looking up like I said, this is going in our main line that fast.
Twister would go on to sell tens of millions of units worldwide, making Foley a millionaire. Or it could have.
I got zipped, really.
And it didn't stop him from inventing. Foley is credited for coming up with the rubber dartboard, the sticker lifter, an adjustable weight fishing bobber, and one idea that made him an everyday Edison. Chuck brought us his design of a whimsical child-safe shredder, where kids could have fun writing, shredding, and decoding letters.
Anything that you want to put in there, you make a puzzle out of it. It's all straight lines. It's kind of like a parquet, and it's fun.
It was truly an honor to have Chuck Foley in the studio with us. Here's an inventor that lived the inventor's dream. He was involved in the development of a product, he saw that product go to market, and millions of people enjoyed playing Twister. Sometimes the financial structure behind a licensing agreement doesn't live up to expectations. But in this situation, Chuck has a second chance. And we're excited about that because we're going to get to play a role in this. And hopefully, Chuck is going to reap the long overdue rewards.
I'm happy where I am. Sure, I wish the Lord's name I'd, you know, I don't want money for money.
Because it's the people and process and product development that he loves. And odds are, he'll keep smiling.
I think everything that I do, I have fun. If I can't have fun, then I just don't want to do it.
So we've met our new group of inventors and seen what their inventions are. On the next episode of Everyday Edisons, their product development journey begins.
That really works.
Follow the evolution of each product.
Yeah. Holy buckets.
As obstacles are overcome.
Whoa, it didn't break! That completely should have broke.
And dreams come true.
I never really knew this reality would come true.
On this season of...
Oh, I love it.
We could have given up.
I'm wondering if I'm in a dream.
Everyday Edisons.
Do you have an invention idea that you would like to tell us about? Want to learn more about the product development process? Go behind the scenes and learn more about the inventors, their inventions, and the Everyday Edisons program by going online to pbs.org.
We are PBS.